Hi guys, my name is Amy from RealEnglishConversations.com, and in this video I'm going to be sharing 3 tips, 3 steps that you can follow to help you get focused and to stop feeling overwhelmed when you're studying a language on your own. This is a really common thing that most people have when they're trying to learn a language outside of a classroom or learning it independently. And I can say I now have experience going through this process from a pre-intermediate to an upper advanced level with Spanish, and now I'm working on trying to learn a 3rd language, which is Portuguese, and I'm experiencing the same process but from absolutely nothing to probably a beginner level right now. So I have experience with this feeling and how to overcome this feeling. When you feel overwhelmed, in case you don't know what this word means, it feels like you have so many ideas and so many things that you need to do that you're not able to really focus on one thing and to do what you need to do. So you might be thinking, I need to learn more vocabulary, improve my listening, practice speaking, learn more grammar, do this, do that, use this application, study this website. And you feel like, I have so many things to do and improve that I don't know where to start. For me, typically, when I'm in this mindset of feeling overwhelmed, I usually do activities that don't actually help my language learning. I tend to watch videos without doing exercises. I listen to podcasts without reading the transcription and looking up new words. I do things that are kind of sort of like studying, but at the end of the day, they're not solving the problems that I currently have with communication. So this is what I'm going to talk about today. The 3 steps that you can take to get out of the overwhelmed feeling where you don't know what to do and to start working on the specific things you need to do to start achieving your goals and making progress. So number 1, you need to choose one thing that you want to improve, like one thing specifically, okay? So I don't want you to say, I want to improve my speaking skills. That is way too general. You really need to be specific, and I'll give you 2 examples. So first of all, for me, I remember my 2nd Portuguese lesson, the teacher asked me what the weather was like in the city where I live here in Mexico, and he also asked me what the weather was like in Canada. Being a Canadian, Canadians love talking about the weather. But you know what? That was a big hole in my vocabulary and not something that I had learned yet. So after the lesson, I decided, hey, I need to know how to talk about the weather because number 1, this happens in every single conversation, and I want to be able to express my ideas well because I like talking about the weather. And yeah, that's what I did. I found some vocabulary and learned the words, and I practiced describing a few different weather situations as if I was in a conversation. And someone said, how's the weather where you live in Puerto Vallarta in June, for example? That I was prepared to give that answer confidently. Another example was actually, it happened yesterday with Curtis. We were talking during dinner, and he told me, I was trying to talk about the story that happened the other day. There was a moving truck that went by, and it pulled down some lines, not power lines, but telephone wires. And he was having a really difficult time explaining it to somebody because it was in the past simple in the 3rd person. And he realized, whoa, that is an area that apparently I have not used enough. I'm not confident using it. So maybe it's time for me to go back and review that specific grammar point and put myself into some situations where I'm practicing that thing. So this brings me to point number 2. Now that you're specific about what you are going to learn, it's time to work on it for a while. Not just for a day or 30 minutes. If it's small, fine. 30 minutes is probably okay. But in the case like Curtis has to review this tense. He has to use it, maybe practice telling some stories that force him to have to talk in that particular situation. And it might take him a few days or a week to do that. But if he makes that thing his main focus for a period of time, a little period of time, he's going to improve. I'm not saying that you need to be perfect in whatever it is you're focusing on, okay? This is actually a big mistake. When you're learning on your own, it's best to focus on the most common stuff in the middle. As you become an advanced student, okay, fine, you'll start to learn these things on the outside, but focusing on the main stuff in the middle is the fastest way to make progress. So you're not going to know it perfectly, but you're going to know it better than you did before. When you start to feel the anxiety of this skill, this situation is really bad, you start to feel it getting better because you've worked on it, something interesting is going to happen. Number one, this means you are probably close to completing step number 2, and something else is going to come up. Maybe you have a situation where you can't understand somebody and you feel frustrated by that. Well, maybe you want to work on your listening. So I want you to think of one specific area that you can work on your listening and try to improve that skill. Okay? This is actually step number 3. Okay? Just when you feel the other problem diminishing and a new one is coming, grab that idea and make that your next priority. So, just to review, step number 1, we need to have something specific that we can work on, okay? If it's too general, that means that you probably won't know how to fix it, and it's not going to be something that you can fix in a reasonable amount of time. So make sure it's very, very specific, okay? Work on it. Step 2, work on it for a few days, a week, however long you need to work on it until you start to feel that problem getting better, okay? As you start to feel that problem getting better or reducing, you're going to think about the next big problem that you have, and you're going to put your energy into that problem to try to reduce it. This is my method for not feeling overwhelmed and continuing to make progress. Yes, every time that I study, I think I need to improve my vocabulary, I need to speak, I need to listen, I need to do this and that. But I really try to focus on one thing and improve it so that I have a focus. Just like if you're in a classroom, your teacher gives you an assignment and that's what you focus on. But because you're receiving that assignment, you're not thinking about anything else, okay? When you study on your own, you have all of these options and websites and courses and everything that you can use to improve your language skills. And that's what causes the overwhelming feeling. So if you've ever felt overwhelmed in your journey of learning English on your own, I'm pretty sure everybody has, but why don't you leave me a comment below this video if you have felt overwhelmed while you're learning languages. Most people have felt overwhelmed. I think that it's a normal feeling, but are you the type of person that follows the steps like I talked about in this video, or are you the type of person that watches videos passively, listens to podcasts, and does this type of passive learning that doesn't really address the issues that you're currently having? Tell me what type of person you are, and I hope this video has been helpful for you. Don't forget to come to our website at realenglishconversations.com. If you liked this advice, you're going to love all of the videos that we have available to the members of our courses. I have all of my best tips, the things that I've done to help me improve my speaking, to improve my listening skills, and we have the resources there to help you do the same thing. You can start with us as a free member to check out the lessons, give them a try and see what you think. But anyway, for now, give me a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys next time.